I didn't realize how much my body had changed until one small moment caught me off guard. It wasn't a number on the scale, it wasn't a comment from someone else. It was how tired I felt doing something that used to be easy. I remember standing there, slightly out of breath, thinking, when did this start feeling hard? That question stuck with me, because on the surface, nothing had really changed. I ate fairly well, I stayed active, I wasn't doing anything extreme, but underneath it all, my body felt heavier, slower, less responsive. And what confused me most was that I couldn't point to one clear reason why. So I did what most people do. I tried to fix it the obvious way. I cut back a little. I pushed myself more. I told myself to be consistent and patient. Weeks passed, then months. And instead of feeling better, I felt more tired and more frustrated. At some point, I stopped trying to force change and started paying attention instead. I started asking questions I'd never really asked before. Why did my energy crash so early in the day? Why did fat seem to settle in places it never used to? Why did doing the right things feel like it required so much effort? That curiosity led me to a presentation I honestly almost skipped. It wasn't flashy. It didn't promise quick fixes. It just explained how the body decides whether to burn fat or hold on to it, and how that decision quietly changes over time. What stood out immediately was this idea that weight gain isn't the problem, it's a signal that the body isn't producing energy the way it used to. According to the researchers, when energy production drops, the body shifts into a protective state. It slows things down, it stores fuel, and it makes you feel tired so you don't burn what little energy you have left. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your body is adapting. That reframed everything for me. It explained why pushing harder never worked, why dieting felt draining instead of empowering, why motivation disappeared even when I wanted change. The presentation described it like driving with the parking brake slightly on. You can press the gas as hard as you want, but you're fighting the system the entire time. What gave me hope was learning that this state isn't permanent. When the body's energy systems are supported properly, it can release that brake. Things start to feel easier. Energy becomes more consistent. Fat loss doesn't feel like a constant battle. People in the presentation shared stories that sounded a lot like my own, feeling lighter without trying to be perfect, having more stamina during the day, and finally understanding why their body felt stuck for so long. There was something reassuring about that. Not because it promised instant result, but because it finally made sense. The full explanation goes deeper than I can here, which is why it's laid out in a free online presentation. If you've ever had that quiet moment of realization where you notice your body isn't responding the way it used to and you don't know why, I think it's worth watching. The link is below this video. Watch it when you can give it your attention. Sometimes the most powerful shift doesn't come from doing more. It comes from finally understanding what your body has been trying to tell you.